Hello, beautiful soul. Today is a wonderful day. This ritual may be short to explain, but is very mighty in its power. So, one of the things that is most important in terms of really supporting ourselves and our relationship with ourselves and our body is really choosing the content that we put ourselves in front of. So we do have choice. And today is all about cleansing. So when we can cleanse, we say goodbye to the old, we welcome the new, and we show the universe. We almost declutter, declog, and we become a pillar and kind of like a vacuum for this new energy, which is so important. So, in terms of what we're setting out to do today, what I would love for you to work on is being curious about number one, the people that you follow on Instagram. So sometimes we don't really have a ton of awareness because we just open up our Instagram app, we see a couple people's posts and we scroll mindlessly, and then we might close it again and open it up and do the same thing a couple times a day. I'm guilty of this too. Sometimes it's like I lose track of how many times I open the app. And what I would love to invite you to do is just become a critical observer. I should say loving observer. We're not trying to criticize ourselves, but just being really aware of what you're seeing. So are there accounts that you are following that aren't serving you, that are posting content that feels triggering for you? And to be really supportive with yourself and either muting it if that feels right. You don't have to unfollow or unfollowing, and then choosing to add in content that helps uplift you. So without knowing, back in the day, I was following a lot of accounts that were not healthy for me in terms of my body image. And when we subject ourselves to that unconsciously all day long, the Instagram algorithm, of course, then shows us more of that content in our homepage and suggests more of those things. And so before you know it, you're just bathing in stuff that feels triggering and uncomfortable and makes you feel less about yourself. So that's silly, right? So we can really take ownership and choose to diversify our feed with people and accounts that support us to feel positive, accepting, neutral about our bodies and ourselves, and inspiring even. And I have a list of accounts that I've posted here below for you that I would encourage you to check out if that feels supportive for you. And of course, it's always up to you. You might have other people's accounts that you have in mind, and I would encourage you to share them in the comment below as well. But please take some time to also diversify your feed in terms of body diversity. So it is known that 5% total, only 5% of the world has the types of bodies that we're used to seeing on Instagram and in the media. And that is very strategic because when we don't see ourselves in those photos, and images and videos, it makes us feel less than. We start to feel like there's something wrong with us. And then we want to buy the products that those companies are selling in order to help us change our bodies or feel better or feel worthy. And as we know, for a number of reasons, we're not designed to look the same as everybody else. And so this can lead into a whole really unhealthy trap. So what I would encourage you to do is really diversify your feed, really ensure that you are following people and just people out in the world on accounts that are of a diverse size and shape and race and all of the above, so that we can really see what is an accurate representation of the world. We are meant to be diverse. We're not supposed to all look alike. And how beautiful is that? So that's something that will really help you when you are able to see that the people that you're following, the things that Instagram are showing you every day are much more diverse and inclusive. You will start to feel a lot more accepting about yourself as well, because you will realize there's nothing wrong with me. If I don't look like this body or that person, because you'll know I'm not meant to. That's actually that's not something that I should ever really think, right? And so I would encourage you to take this time to cleanse your feed, remove things that feel triggering, replace it with things that feel empowering. And part two is The other thing that we forget about is our clothing. So, our bodies and shapes change all the time. And sometimes our clothing feels tight and sometimes it doesn't. And that's perfectly okay. As well, when we are as females on our cycle going through that month to month, there is a lot of variation in what happens to our bodies with our hormones and how we fluctuate in size. And so that's something to just remember and bring awareness to. But more importantly, what are the types of clothes that you're putting on every day? Do they make you feel good, or are you wearing clothes that you're trying to fit into, or telling yourself, I'm going to keep these and I'm just going to hope that, or use this as motivation to change my body? That's a really common response that I hear from a lot of clients, that they'll want to keep certain clothes because they used to be that size. And so they'll just keep them in hopes that one day they'll be that size again. And that's really teaching our bodies and ourselves that we're not worthy in this body today, and that we have to change who we are and hold ourselves accountable to this pressure of changing in order to be worthy. And my encouragement to you today, in order to practice being accepting and loving towards your body and compassionate, is to choose clothing that fits you today and to wear things that feel comfortable. If we're wearing things that feel too tight and they're not the correct size for us, we're just basically creating a physical reaction of tension, which is telling our body again that it's not safe, and that we're not encouraging the messaging that our body is worthy today in this size and who we are. We're really just wearing this message that, you're not fitting this. This is uncomfortable. You have to change. So there's a lot of freedom in being in this practice of cleansing out the clothes that don't fit you, and working through whatever comes up for you around that lovingly, and to gift your body and yourself clothing and things that feel supportive, comfortable, you feel confident in, and to really help your body to understand, and yourself to understand, that you are worthy in this body today. No change is necessary for you to be worthy. And that's a really important message. So cleansing out the old, bringing in the new, and I hope you take some time to create this. The universe will bring you so many blessings for this shedding and this opening. And of course, I'm here to support you. So much love to you, and I will see you again tomorrow.